Hey everyone, this is Lulu216 and we are going to be talking about the Alberta wildfires and the apocalypse. Why the Alberta wildfires and the apocalypse? Well, because that is what it looks like to me. You've already seen the videos, I'm sure. It was all over the news first couple of days. Now, there's pretty much not much being said about it, even though the fire is still burning and people are still evacuating. Now, when they first started evacuating people, what they were saying is that they were sending them south. But then the fire got closer, so they got to send them even further south, and then they divided the people. They sent some down further south to evacuation centers. God knows where they are. And the other people were sent up north to the work camps, oil sand work camps. Now, I'm from Oklahoma. I live in Oklahoma, and oil rigging is a big deal here. We do a lot of oil drilling and stuff. Not me personally, but based on what I know about it, is people don't necessarily have work camps at the site. It's basically just an oil rig, and people drive there to work. So it's not like they're just they have set up camps up there. Every once in a while, you might have like an RV out there, but most of them, if they have to stay the night out there, they'll sleep out in the trucks. Take turns sleeping out in the trucks. And it's only about 5 or 6 people, however many you can fit in an extended cab pickup. But apparently Canada does things differently, because apparently they can house 4,000 people in their work camps. Now, as of May 17th, which is today, the fire moved north, and now they are having to evacuate people again from the oil work sand. Where are they sending them to? I don't know. Where are they? How many are being evacuated? They didn't tell us that either. One thing they did mention is that people were getting sick in these work camps. About 80 people. And they said, oh, well, that's normal. It's when you have this many people all in one place. That's normal. Of course, they didn't mention whether it was the ones at the oil sands work camps or at the evacuation centers. And all of this seems kind of weird to me. I don't know. It just seems very odd. There's not much news about it. If you watch the news, they haven't really said much about it. Justin Trudeau, the president, he went down there, and there was a bit of it, bit mentioned there, but I haven't really seen much about it other than that. But think about that, and think about the apocalypse. Basically the apocalypse is when, Satan comes over, takes over the world or whatever, and this is dangerous, because the way I see it is, this is the easiest way to get people to leave their homes in a peaceful manner and then agree to go wherever they want them to go. Because at that point, what are you going to say? No, I don't want to go here. What choice do you have? Your house is on fire. You can try to find a way to get somewhere else that's safe, stay with relatives, but not everybody has that option. And even then, they can still, be like, oh, we have to evacuate, you have to go with us. And now we don't know where any of those people are. We haven't talked to any of them. Well, I haven't talked to them because I'm in Oklahoma. I have no way of talking to them. But there haven't been much reports on the people who were there or what happened with them. Maybe even at, the other evacuation center. Again, what worries me is about the work camp. And those are not my words. Those are their words. They're the ones that said work camps. They took them to the work camp. Now, I was watching another video on YouTube from BP Earthwatch, and he mentioned something about the oil sands and how there's major stuff going on over there. In the video, there's a small little area, and he didn't mention this really. He was talking about something else. But you can read it, and it says that about 4,000 people are working at the oil sands. They sent 4,000 people, 4,000 evacuees up there. Does that mean that they're making them work? I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. You don't know what's going on over there. But why is there media blackout on this? This is the major thing. 80,000 people were evacuated. 90,000 people were evacuated. We don't even have a proper number of how many people are evacuated, and they're still evacuating more people, and they don't have the fire under control, and now it's traveling in a different direction. They're saying it's going to take months before they can put this fire out. Another thing about that fire is that it is next to lakes. Alright, how can they be the next to lakes and they're still not able to put the fire out? Unless the water was contaminated and it caused the fire to ignite even further, which would make sense. I know in Australia we seen a video not so long ago that was about people setting the rivers on fire. Well, it doesn't surprise me that this could happen in Alberta. Maybe that's what happened, and maybe that's how the fire got started, and maybe that's why they can't put it out, because there's lakes there. I don't understand how they can't put a fire out if there is water there. Something about this just doesn't seem right. And it really does remind me of the apocalypse. I don't understand why most of the YouTube out there, most of the YouTube video makers out there aren't talking about this. You figure everybody in the truther community would be all over this. I mean, it's a lot of people evacuating. They're sending them to work camps. There's water right by there. And I've seen very few videos being done about this. I've seen BP Earthwatch did a video, and it's not really talking about, he's talking about something to do with, what was it? Alberta large surface collapse possible in steam caverns. I don't know what the hell that is. He's saying basically that there's caverns underneath and the earth could collapse on itself in that area, which is a very true possibility. I'm sure it could happen. I don't know that it can't. But they're not mentioning about the people, where the people are, how they're coping with this. I mean, you know, usually there's a huge outpouring of support. Where is the fund? You know, where's the GoFundMe page for them? Where's the, you know, something reaching out for them? And they're doing stuff for them. They have a report on there about how the Red Cross is giving people so much money, which is cool. But we know very little about it. I mean, if ever there would be red flags, this would be it. If ever we'd be worried about the apocalypse happening, this would be it. And nobody really cares. Nobody's saying anything. So, here's my 2 cents. We need to raise awareness about this. Because if we do raise awareness about this, they will have no choice but to put the fire out. Because there's no way they can not put that fire out. They're just not doing it because they have a plan for it. So if you want them to put out the fire in Alberta, I suggest you start making videos about it. Because if not, your town could be next. They could start a wildfire there, and all of a sudden they can't put it out for whatever reason. And it's not because they have water. They don't have enough water, because clearly having a river right next to the fire does not make a difference. So, anyway, if you could, spread the word that there's a fire going on in Alberta, and it's still burning, and it needs to be put out. And that this could be how they start the apocalypse. Thank you. Goodbye.